that I haven't even fully answered yet.
Wait, so it's Pop Smoke Jesus. That's what the
no,
book
hold on, because you just opened the page and I'm reading the book up to that point.
Oh, yo.
But, okay, listen, you know who Tupac Shakur is?
Wait, so Tupac is Jesus?
I don't know. Listen. Tupac Shakur, you know who this is, right? Yeah. Rapper. He reportedly died September 13th, 96. Okay, so after Tupac died, an album released on November 5th. Remember the 5th of November, the Guy Fawkes plot, right? Guy Fawkes the Jesuit? Mm-hmm. November 5th leaves 56 days left in the year. That's what's interesting about this day, because 56 is a very special number to the Jesuits.
Yep, 56
but the album came out that day with Tupac. Have you ever seen that album, Machiavelli, with Tupac on the cross?
Yeah.
If you write out just with the alphabetic order, the most simple cipher, A's 1, B's 2, C's 3, just write out with the alphabetic order. Jesus is 74, Cross is 74, Messiah is 74, Gospel is 74, Parables is 74, Rapper is 74. Machiavelli, the way he spells it, is 74, which is a play on Machiavelli, who faked his death. And when his mother died, her death was a news story on May 3rd, which is the real Machiavelli's birthday, which is another interesting thing. But I wrote a book before this, and I talk about the deaths of rappers and how they do these Jesus rituals. They have so many rappers in their music video wearing like the crown of thorns. So many rappers.
Wait, what can you tell me about Juice WRLD?
Juice WRLD died on the day that John Lennon died in history.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and he has the lyrics about John. What
He was not.
Hey, did you all see the video of him walking out with, who's this label he's signed by?
Hold on, let me tell you more about Juice WRLD. So Juice WRLD on his Twitter, are you guys aware that on his Twitter he wrote like 2 years before his death that he's gonna he said he's gonna get famous and then
I'm gonna be a sacrifice. Yeah.
Now whatever he wrote for his Twitter handle, which I don't have on me, but if you go to my YouTube channel you can see it. It's all documented. However he wrote his YouTube handle, I believe it equaled 128, and that's the day he died, December 8th, the day John Lennon died. 128, 12/8.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, tell him about how Mac Miller got sacrificed. Y'all fuck with Mac Miller, right?
No, he's trash.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Wait. Just to challenge you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are the odds this is just a coincidence?
That's the question for you. That's the question for you.
Hey, and he does it with sports too, bro. He does this shit with sports because they can do it.
Yeah.
It's a great question. It's a fair question. So you guys are brand new to this, so I can't say like, well, go back and check out my last 7 years of work. But the reason I have a following, and I make a really good income off of this. I almost feel bad how much people pay me for sports picks because I didn't get into this for money, and I'm not about money. I used to have a good, profitable weed business, and I quit it to teach. I used to be a school teacher.
Yeah.
Gang,
So
dude.
I didn't get into this for money, but people pay me a lot for sports picks because I have a proven track record of calling things right. Like I guaranteed that LeBron would be in these finals this year the day he signed with the Lakers, because he signed with the Lakers on July 1st, 1/7, right? Yeah. And I said, look at this. This coming season, which was last year, I said he'll probably miss the playoffs this year. This will be a bad year, but they'll probably get a big acquisition, and then next year they'll be in the finals in the 17th season. Because if you write out NBA, N's the 14th letter, B's the second, A's the first, it adds up to 17, right? The Celtics lead the NBA with 17 championships. The Lakers have 16. So if the Lakers win their 17th championship in LeBron's 17th season, when he signed on 1/7, this is how they do these rituals in sports. LeBron signed for $154 million. King James equals 154. The way that I got a lot of notoriety was in 2016, because I called every major sports championship to correct that before the season began. And I had LeBron winning Game 7 that year before the season began, because I saw they scheduled it for June 19th, which is the real King James' birthday. So that was the year LeBron got down 3-1 into the finals to the Warriors, and the odds were 50-1 for them to come back and win it. I told my
Oh, yeah.
I had it before the season began that he went on that day. So when he was in that situation, everyone was saying I was wrong. Just like I guaranteed the Patriots were going to win that Super Bowl over the Falcons. Back then, my channel used to get hundreds of thousands of views. Man, there was like 50,000 comments making fun of my Patriots pick for that Super Bowl because it looked like it was over, but then they came back and beat the Falcons. And the next year. Okay, so you can see the riddle is through, but who is going to win it? So here, to bring this back, I'm going to answer your question. But I want to go back to the year of the 112th World Series. In spring training, the year of the 112th World Series, that the Cubs came in with a 108-year World Series drought, right? Now on a baseball, there's 108 double stitches, okay? And if you write out Major League, it equals 108. And again, if you write out geometry, it's 108. And there's a lot to say about 108 geometry. They say the diameter of the sun is the 108 Earths across. And they say that the diameter of the moon from the moon to the Earth is 108 moons side by side. And they say from the Earth to the sun is 108 suns side by side. So there's this significance to 108. But there's 108 double stitches on a baseball. So anyway, what I predicted in that spring training is I said the Cubs will definitely win, and I think the most likely team they beat in the World Series is Houston.
I'm just trying to inform you. Ignorance is bliss.
Are you guys students here too? You are. Yeah. You guys all know each other. It's all good, right? Okay, but my point is, I was right about the Cubs winning, but in spring training, I thought the most likely team they would beat was Houston. And the reason why is because it was the 112th World Series, and Houston equals 112, just like Harden equals 112. The only game they beat the Lakers with, they scored 112 points. Houston loves this number 112. But the thing was, when Houston got eliminated that year in the postseason, I said, okay, this the only other scenario that makes sense is to face the Cleveland Indians. Because Cleveland's the 216 area code. There's 108 double stitches on a baseball, which is 216 total stitches. And they always do 216 hurdles with Cleveland. Like last week when they were on primetime football on Thursday Night Football, Zach Taylor fell to 2 in 16 as a coach, losing to the Browns. The year the Caps came back over the Warriors and won it Game 7 on the real King James' birthday, the last game in Cleveland was 260 combined points. You know the rap group Bone Thugs and Harmony? No. Well, they're from Cleveland. Their rap name equals 216. You want to learn with us? Okay, wait. I have a question. Doesn't it cost a bit of money?
Yeah, they both had questions.
Okay, wait. Oh, that cost me money. I make good money. I can afford to hand out books. That cost me almost $15 to print.
Do you make 6 figures?
More than that.
Oh. Okay, wait. I have a question. So do you think it's like a celestial being making it like that?
That's
or
possible.
Yeah.
I have all the answers.
like
Okay,
society
wait.
or something?
So again, in Kabbalah, it says that God created the world with numbers, letters, and words, right? In Hebrew, when this was originally studied, in the Hebrew language, God equals 26. Hebrew, every letter is a number. In English, God is G-O-D. G's the 7th letter, O's the 15th, D's the 4th. Added up, 26. 7 plus 15 plus 4. If there's another cipher we use, the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, letter equals 12 that way. Or not, 26. And there's 26 letters in the English alphabet, right? Yeah. So 26 letters in the alphabet. It's associated with God from thousands of years ago with Hebrew.
Okay.
The name Adam equals 26. The first man is made in the 26th verse of the Bible.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay, are you sure you're not just like number fishing right now?
No, bro, like,
I mean, you can link so many things.
Okay,
to
So,
other things.
okay, for example, this is real.
No, like, that's
This
a
year,
fair
I told
question,
people
right?
the
yeah,
most
no, that's totally fair.
stock will blow up
The
on
first time I
May
called into a show, it was like this very similar question to what I asked him.
So again, the reality is, I don't want to make this all about money, but I help people make money. I told people the Moderna stock would blow up on May 7th, almost 2 months before it happened. A lot of people made thousands and thousands of dollars by listening to me off the Moderna stock. And the reason I knew it would happen on 5/7 is because Bill Gates repped that early in the year. He backs it. The name Bill Gates equals 57, like vaccines 57, and the date was 5/7. That day was the day that Moderna became the first vaccine in the world approved for phase 2 testing. And think about it, they're rushing out these vaccines. Have you're familiar with the Bible and the number of the beast, 666?
What is 666 even mean?
Well,
So in the Bible, they say that you're going to have to take this mark, and the number of the beast is 666, and you have to have this a mark before you can buy or sell or anything, right?
to participate in the world.
So pretty much Bill Gates is trying to push this agenda with his new patent, WA 2020-2020. And how's that related to 666 to 2020?
Well, again, there's just more clear things to explain.
Okay, we have a question about like
Go ahead.
page 240.
Yeah.
295.
I thought it was
294.
294.
Sure.
Okay, how does police and nigger equal 60?
Just with the alphabetic order.
Oh.
Just adding it up, alphabetic order, as simple as it gets. P's the 16th letter, O's the 15th, L's the 12th. So in the first chapter of that book, I lay out what are considered the 4 base ciphers. And you don't need all 4, but there's considered 4 base ciphers to the study. And it's amazing the synchronicity words that are related to each other have. For example, gavel and judge are the exact same in all 4 base ciphers. Witch and broom, the exact same in all 4 ciphers. So if you go to page 74 on that book, you'll read about Bill Gates.
74.
There should
Join in.
very
interesting conversation going on here. Please do it. All right.
there's multiple.
Hey, thanks for not wearing masks, though. Keep spreading that. Good job, for real. Oh, no, look, we're with the no mask shit. Like, good job. America, baby.
Go ahead.
So
So like you kind
Yeah,
of
but this could be
No,
like
I
an
have to go
agenda
back-
to enslave us all.
Okay, so this is the thing.
you know.
The point I was trying to make is it's clear who the riddle is through the champion. For example, I'm coming back to your question. The year of Super Bowl 53, there's only 2 teams in the league that equal 53. Patriots and Los Angeles. 53 is the 16th prime. LA's 13th.
I know, I tell 'em.
The Patriots beat Los Angeles. We helped people make a ton of money because it was so clear the Patriots beat the Rams in that Super Bowl. It was a riddle with Daniel 8 in the GOAT and Brady becoming the GOAT. But that was a very easy riddle to see. Now the problem is, the Lakers have a very clear riddle this year. But there was a number of, I told at the beginning of the year, I gave people parlay situations for who the Lakers could face. And I was torn between all these teams. The Bucks. Well, I don't know why you think this is funny, but explain why. They all have the same connection. To the same
No, you're so right. I'm the fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm the right.
I want to hear. Okay.
You just did that.
Stupid asshole.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay,
No,
but
go ahead.
all of these teams have a connection to 46. The Bucks, the Celtics, the Heat, and the Raptors. They're the teams that have a connection to 46. So LeBron's going to become 4-6 in finals this year. He's going to win his 4th ring in Orlando, where Kobe won his 4th ring. Kobe died this year at age 41 on his 157th day of his age. Kobe Bryant equals 41 and 157. And in my first book, which I don't have here today, I wrote a lot about Kobe's career in 41 and 157 way before he died, because these numbers define his career. What are the odds of Kobe Bryant equaling 41 and 157 and dying at 41 on his 157th day of his age? And not only that, 157 is the 37th prime, and he died on the 37-year anniversary of Bear.
He seems like a smart guy. What's the odds of that, bro?
Super low.
Bet.
Yeah.
Super low.
That's legit, bro.
Anyway, what I told my followers this year, I said, watch, the Lakers will win each round of the playoffs this year 4-1.
So even the finals?
Huh?
Even the finals? 4-1?
41.
It's very possible he does win the finals 4-1, but we looked at something. If he loses, if he loses 3 more career games, LeBron, in the playoffs, he'll have 89 postseason losses. So I'm torn on this because King James equals 89. And the day that he won on the real King James's birthday, the Warriors lost with 89 points that day. Right. And in the Bible, 89 is relevant. The gospel, the story of Jesus, is 89 chapters. The word religion's 89. So I'm wondering if it could possibly go to Game 7.
So which one is it? Game 5 or Game 7?
Because I feel like you're picking and
No,
choosing.
wait. So it has to be Game 5 or Game 7. Like there's no other possibility.
Hold on. So let me tell you what we're looking at here. If LeBron faces if the Celtics are able to rally today and win.
Wait, okay, no, that's another one of my questions. So who's going to win between the Celtics?
Let him talk.
Let's get a prediction in.
So, okay, first of all, so I had this Heat starting this series 2-0, which they did, because Heat equals 20, and 20's just been a huge number of basketball this year. So, but this series is tight, because again, both teams have a 46 connection, and that's what matters. The reason I had LeBron and Anthony Davis advancing in Game 5, Game 5 was 199 days after Anthony Davis' birthday, the game the Lakers just won yesterday. That's the 46th prime number. In Chicago, he was 46. LeBron's chasing Jordan in Chicago, and he's going to become 4-6 in finals this year. Now, the problem is the Heat and Celtics both have this 46 connection, so the ritual can make sense both against either team. So that's why you guys have to realize, like when I give people advice at the beginning of the year, sometimes I can see what 2 teams is going to be because there's not other options. There's only one pattern. There's 2 more off. But the thing is, if there's 4 options and you put down a parlay for all of those and they all pay 30-1, well, you're happy as long as one of those 4 hits, right? If you bet 100 for each and they all pay 30-1, well, you're up over $2,600. You just need one to come through, right? So it's math. And it's not a joke, you guys. It's just, I've been doing this for years. But
Hey, y'all remember Cam Newton on the 1-yard line the other day? Wasn't it very similar to Marshawn back in the day getting stopped? Watch this shit.
well, hold on.
No, okay, I mean, what they should have done.
Last week
Watch.
in the NFL, there were 16 games, right? Yes. My picks were 7-0 last weekend. I can't call every game, though, because some things are tight. I was torn on the Seahawks and Patriots game, but what I pointed out, as I said, they can pay tribute to Super Bowl 49 in this game because Russell Wilson will get his 49th career home win, and he did. And look at how it ends. He lost in Super Bowl 49 on the 1-yard line. Cam Newton loses on the 1-yard line to get Russell Wilson's 49th home win.
It's a good ass game.
Well,
Hey,
they couldn't have scripted
it'd be a good ass TV show, huh?
Okay, so do you agree the NBA is rigged?
Oh, totally. They're using technology. What I've been.
Hey, and this is hey, dude, I play football. I still play semi-pro football and shit. This is the hardest shit for me because
Play pro football.
no semi-pro. Yeah, well, no. Oh, hey, technically, I'm going to be playing for the Yakima Canines this year, which is technically pro. I play quarterback. But hell yeah. So yeah, I know durability, right? You know what I mean? But Yeah, it's off season, baby. We got to train. But
So did you predict that there was going to be a lot of injuries last week? Like with the Niners losing.
Well, what's funny is like everyone for the cover story did the what's the young star defense player for the 49ers? Everyone who had a story about that injury plagued week. Okay, so let me tell. I didn't predict all the injuries last weekend, but the word injury equals 97, and everyone's got like him number 97 for their injury plagued weekend, which is funny. When you know this code, you see how they do that all the time. But here's what I told people about last weekend before the games were played. It was the day leaving 102 days left in the year, and this was huge. And ESPN's featured matchup was Deshaun Watson versus Lamar Jackson. And I pointed out, I said, if the Ravens win, they'll be 10-2 versus the Texans, like 1-0-2 on the day leaving 102 days. Now, 102 has a significance. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but the word slavery equals 102. And the American Civil War began April 12, 1861, the 102nd day of the year. And if you write out World War, it equals 102. And if you write out Art of War, which was translated by a Jesuit in France, it equals 102. And they say the 9/11 attack lasted 102 minutes. So this number is associated with war. And right now we're having this pandemic, the worst pandemic in 102 years since Spanish flu, which came out of World War I. And New Zealand locked down after 102 days. And whatever her name is, Jacinda Ardern or whatever equals 102. So all this stuff's explained in the book. And I wrote all this before Jacinda Ardern and all this. But the thing is, okay, so last weekend, before the games were even played, before they even made a big story about it Sunday morning, because we decode the games days in advance, I said there's something really symbolic this weekend about this many black quarterbacks facing this many black quarterbacks, because it's never happened before. And then they made that the story on ESPN, that this was a historic day. The most black quarterbacks facing black quarterbacks on the day leaving 102 days left in the year, when it's so relevant to the history of slavery and the Civil War. The name George Perry Floyd equals 102. And after
let me interject for a second. So, all right, when you think about it, though, if you're just an NBA scheduler, right off the bat, you can put those things just because it's going to be a great storyline. But right?
Okay. Oh wait. NBA scheduler.
In NFL, I'm sorry, bro. I'm a little, you know what I'm saying?
That's how they schedule the games ritualistically.
Like, so they schedule each one.
They got to have talking points, right?
They're the stars of the team.
Before the draft and everything.
But when you learn this, you see just how rigged all the draft is and how it's all just a show.
Okay, so is the NBA draft rigged as well?
Absolutely.
Oh no, the Minnesota thing. Check this out. This is for real.
No, hold on. Do you think it's a
Explain the
coincidence?
Minnesota getting the first pick, because like no one expected it.
Because George Floyd, dude. They're all tying it into this Black Lives Matter thing.
Okay, how about the last
Watch, bro. Watch.
Wouldn't it be better for him to go to the Knicks?
Okay, you guys, this is real.
Because they're trying to create chaos, bro.
By giving Minnesota the first pick, is that like reparations?
It's
No.
pretty fucking much, essentially, bro.
Oh, I know what.
Okay, yo.
Yo, your friend is kind of killing your vibe right now.
My bad. I'll just record.
No, I know this stuff sounds stupid at first, but there's a track record of proving how news and sports are scripted. And you guys are asking me a lot of questions, so I'm not trying to jump all over.
No,
but
I believe that.
Here's a really good example. Okay, Super Bowl 51. That's where Tom Brady came back over the Falcons, right? With the 25-point comeback on 2/5. A date that can also be written 5-2. Him and Belichick became 5-2 in Super Bowls. 25-point comeback over the Falcons. Falcons equals 25. And so does the word Pope. And the reason that matters is Pope Francis blessed that Super Bowl. He's never blessed the Super Bowl. But Super Bowl 51 fell on his 51st day of his age. And Rome equals 51. You can go back and look. Pope Francis blessed Super Bowl 51. Arthur Blank has the September 27th birthday, which is the day the Jesuits were born in Rome, September 27th. And Matt Ryan went to Boston College, Jesuit educated. So in Super Bowl 51, Tom Brady and the Patriots set a new Super Bowl record. They had 93 offensive plays, and Tom Brady had 62 passing attempts, right? Now, what I pointed out, I said, that's funny because Minneapolis, Minnesota equals 93. It's on the 93rd meridian, and Minneapolis alone equals 62. So they're already telling you he's going to be in next year's Super Bowl again. And that was hosted by Minnesota, and Minnesota equals 52. Huge number with sports in Minnesota. You see a pitcher in baseball going for his 52nd career win or loss against Minnesota, it's happening. These things are very consistent.
Because Minnesota equals 52 when you do the Gematria. So that's why that's nice.
So anyway.
Can you explain the first three picks like you did in that
I'm
video?
explaining Super Bowl 50. Just let me go.
Okay.
So September.
Well, he wanted to know about the first three picks.
But I'm helping them understand things. So the year that the year of Super Bowl 52 was when the protest, the flag, and national anthem really tuned up. And so we already knew the Patriots were in the Super Bowl. I was looking for the NFC teams. And Donald Trump took on all the protesters on September 23rd. And I said, look at that. I used to be a school teacher, guys, so I know some stuff about history. But I said, the flag was sewn in Philly at 239 Arch Street, and you can write that date 23/9. And I said, not only that, but 239 is the 52nd prime number. Donald Trump's birthday is the flag's birthday, June 14th. President's 52, the year of Super Bowl 52.
Okay, wait.
I said, there's your riddle. It's going to be the Patriots versus the Eagles, and I said, here will be the confirmation. I said, watch the Eagles start this year 10-1 because Philadelphia's 101, 101's the 26th prime number, flag equals 26. Well, Philly started 10-1 that year, and one of those games that they had to win paid 6.5-1 on the road against the Rams, so it was major lucrative. Now, the Eagles won that Super Bowl, and Zach Ertz, the only time I got the Super Bowl outcome wrong in the time I've been aware of this knowledge was that, because I favored the Patriots to beat the Eagles, but I told people I was torn, because I said they both connect with the flag, but I said if the Eagles win, Zach Ertz, number 86, bank on it. He will score the winning touchdown 86 days after his birthday because the national anthem was adopted 86 years before this season. He did score the winning touchdown, Zach Ertz, number 86. And it's just like in Super Bowl 53 where we knew from the beginning of the year the Patriots would beat the Rams. I said, watch Sony Michel. He just lost in the championship in Georgia in the same building last year. He'll be the defining player in this Super Bowl, Sony Michel. He scored the only touchdown in Super Bowl 53. He lost the college championship a year earlier, Georgia versus Alabama, in that same building. But Sony Michel, if you go back and look, he scored the only touchdown in Super Bowl 53 at exactly the 53rd minute of the game. What are the odds of that? But when you watch this stuff day after day with sports, you see how they do these rituals, and it's amazing.
So you're saying someone is scripting this up?
Why are the announcers always saying you couldn't have scripted it any better? They say that all the time.
That's a good story.
That's the biggest thing to say.
But it doesn't mean it's
It's a good story. That's why.
Okay, no.
That's great questions, for
I
real.
just want to know who's doing it.
Oh,
Since you have all
The Jesuits.
God, or what is it?
So
Okay.
you're saying like the Jesuits are basically this crazy cult that is scripts?
no, because not all Jesuits are bad. Jesuits have great education. I'm not against all Jesuits, but earlier today, I was out here early this morning. There was a 70-year-old man
answer
who
that
came
question,
by.
though.
What's that?
Ask your question again, because that's a good question. That you ask if the Jesuits are scripting all of this in the background, and yes, they are, but not all of them. But a certain, like,
So wait, they're scripting sports. The
Well,
Jesuits are just strictly
take a
scripting
moment
sports.
when you get a chance and look at how many professional athletes have either a Catholic or Jesuit school background. It's a very disproportionate amount. And
Oh, so
Jesuit
you're
schools are
saying-
known for having good athletic programs. But yeah. Okay, so for example, last weekend was Matt Ryan's 201st career game. Okay? And by the way, we had Dallas winning last week so that Atlanta would fall to 4-9 at Dallas because Dallas equals 49, NFL 49. They had a miraculous comeback last week in Dallas against the Falcons.
Go Cowboys.
So look at this. It was Matt Ryan's 201st career game. And if you go to my website, gematriaeffect.news, and just search Gematria Effect News, Matt Ryan.
What's it called?
and Gematria Effect News on YouTube too.
I used to have an older site, but Google censored it. So I started this newer site. I've been dealing
Wait,
with so much
so are they
censorship.
censoring it because you're like,
A lot of things.
I think so.
wait, so because you're like way smarter than everyone else?
I'm not way smarter than everyone else. I don't think that at all.
No.
Okay.
How did you start connecting all these?
Yeah.
I was 18 years old when 9/11 happened. That's when I began doing this research. I knew there was wrong with the national emergency on 911 that didn't make any sense. That's how I started researching it. I
You
can
tell
tell you.
yourself how to do all these things?
Well, I shouldn't. So I was reading a lot of other people's books, right? And one day I found this word gematria in an author named, have you ever heard of Manly P. Hall? Manly P. Hall is this famous Freemason that dedicated his whole life to teaching and educating and speaking out, and he shared some of the Masonic secrets. He only shared so much. But he shared about this word gematria, which got me researching it and just doing my own investigating. And it was about a year and a half into the study when I realized it even impacted the world of sports. I was like, oh my God, they're doing this in sports.
Wait, so do you have any predictions for next week's stuff? Like any sports?
How about just a prediction for anything?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Wait,
I need to know how many, like, who's gonna win the Heat.
So again, if the Heat don't win today, I believe the Celtics will come back and win. And I think that they're a more fitting ritual for these reasons. If the Lakers beat the Celtics in the finals, and I'm not saying it's going to be this because the Heat can make sense too, and I'll tell you why.
No, but you're saying that the Lakers have to win the finals for sure. Like
The Lakers will win the finals this year. It's
100%?
done.
Yeah,
In
in
either
5
5 or
games.
7.
5 games. 5 or 7, right?
You did say 5 or 7.
There might be 6 or 4.
Well, I think 5.
You could have so many.
Well,
It will be one of those points.
there's things to explain, but again, you guys are trying to belittle this, but realize a lot of people are making a lot of money off this.
No, but like I
yeah.
actually want to know because I want to make a.
So
bet
let me tell you
if
why
you're like
today's
this
so
year.
tricky. Today is the day the Jesuits were recognized by Rome, right? Pat Riley, you guys know Pat Riley?
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't?
Associated with the Lakers and the Heat, right? He's from Rome, New York. And today happens to be 191 days after his birthday. And Society of Jesus equals 191, right? This is a very special number to the Jesuits. So Pat Riley has this amazing Jesuit alignment with today. That doesn't mean they're going to win for sure. If LeBron, I'll tell you what though, if LeBron does play the Heat and beats them, this is the symbolism of it. What number did he wear with the Heat?
6.
And what number is he going to wear next year?
6.
And if he wins, if he three-peats, like Kobe was the last player to three-peat, what will his record be in the finals?
6 and 6.
And if you write out just the alphabetic order, Lakers is 66, LeBron's 66, right?
6, 6.
Okay. So hold on,
I'm sorry, that was just funny.
Hold on. In my first book, in the 3rd chapter, I write about the significance of the number of the beast and how they actually do rituals year after year with LeBron and number of the beast. Part of the reason I had him beating Denver in Game 5 is because now the Lakers are now 25-8 versus the Nuggets all time in the postseason. And if you write out number of the beast, it equals 258. And that's not arbitrary. In that book that you're holding, I wrote about Bill Gates and the number 258. His father just died on the 258th day of the year, and his name William Henry Gates equals 258. I wrote all about Bill Gates and 258. So anyway, they just did a number of the beast ritual with LeBron to enter into the NBA Finals. And here's where number of the beast connects with the NBA Finals. There's a cipher. You just multiply the alphabetic order times 6. I'm not trying to make you think there's a million ciphers because you really don't need to know all this, but there's a cipher where A is 6, B is 12, C is 18, D is 24. You're following me, right?
Yeah.
If you write out the NBA Finals, it equals 666.
Oh wow.
The year when LeBron won on the real King James's birthday, ESPN was running with the stat that LeBron was the first player to go to 6 straight finals since '66 when Bill Russell did it, right?
Oh wow.
Now here, I'll tell you something that's trippy about LeBron being on the Lakers. If you write out LeBron James and you do it with the alphabetic order numerology, which is considered the most pure cipher, it equals 42 like Lakers. Okay? And Bill Russell also equals 42. And I don't know if you know this, but in Revelation, the beast rules for 42 months. So I know I'm telling you guys, Game 5 and Game 7 makes the most sense to me. But if he did win the finals 4-2, it'd be a little bit symbolic because Lakers is 42 and LeBron James is 42. So that's why things can be dicey. Sometimes it's a one-way street. Like okay, this is a real story. Longtime follower of mine. He lives down in Arizona. He's been making money with me for 5 years. He did a $5 parlay last year on the Nationals beating the Astros in Game 7. A $5 parlay that paid over 10 grand. Because the odds were so extreme on that, he only had to put in 3 other UFC fights that were gimmies. A 4-bet for $5 paid over 10 grand from this knowledge. Because we knew why the Nationals were going to beat the Astros in Game 7 well before the postseason began. And we do these kind of things year after year. So sometimes with this
So
knowledge...
why didn't you do it this year?
So here's what I'm going to say.
Isn't this just damage control? Because you literally gave me a scenario where I could win each.
Yeah, you just said they could win in 5, 6, or 7. Well, he could win in Game 4, too. That wouldn't make sense.
So if that doesn't make sense,
So,
then it's-
but what he's saying is the day that it happens,
Hold on.
there's going to be a
If it's
ritual.
against the Celtics, if the finals is against the Celtics, I believe it will end in Game 7. And here's why. If it's against the Celtics, I think it's likely it ends in Game 7. There's you guys know Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
You know how he put out a movie this year called Uncut Gems?
that movie was actually fire.
I love it. Dude, his character was so hard to watch though because he's just like
I
a
know
bad
it's
person,
weird,
man.
but it was pretty weird.
Now, if you go back and watch that movie, it's about a Celtics and 76ers series, right? That's how the playoffs started this year, right? From the day that movie released to the day the Celtics and 76ers series started was 237 days later. And the reason that matters is the 76ers didn't win a game in the series, and they stayed on 237 all-time wins against the Celtics. So we saw that. We predicted the Celtics and Raptors would both sweep their first round going 4-0, and there was a lot to it, but they both did sweep 4-0. Sometimes the riddle's very clear. And by the way, you guys, I've been doing this for 6 years. If somebody builds houses for 6 years, they're probably good at it. But if they build houses for 30 years, they're probably a lot better, right? So I'm getting better. Like, nobody taught this to me. So I'm being honest about things. And some things are a lot easier to see than others.
Wait, so you said how like 238 is important and like other numbers?
258 with Bill Gates.
Right.
So who do I bet on tonight?
Honestly, man, I wouldn't bet on tonight's game because I don't feel good about it.
Wait, so it's number 40 before this too? Because it's important to when they just...
So
You can subscribe to his Patreon, though. That's where he does his
Gale
picks.
Sayers just died this week. Gale Sayers, great Chicago football player. Chicago Bears. He wore the number 40. The name Gale Sayers equals 40. When you learn this knowledge and start looking at your favorite players and the jersey numbers they wear, it's going to blow your mind.
Which cipher was that though?
The most pure cipher, which is considered the alphabetic order of Morse numerology. So like G would be 7, A would be 1, but then when you get to F, I forget if you're supposed to Y or L first, but it doesn't say it's Y first. Y is the 25th letter. In numerology, that's 2 plus 5 is 7, right?
My one criticism would just be the fact that it seems like you're picking different ciphers in different areas.
You have to realize it's a system. It's a system. And when you say, okay, for example.
Yeah, that's fair.
For
That's
example,
fair.
Okay, Texans. So there's 4 base ciphers, and you really see how they work in sports. The first game of this season was the Texans versus the Chiefs, right? To open the football season. Now, what's amazing, okay. The Chiefs won that game 34-20. 54 combined points after winning Super Bowl 54, right?
I understand what you're saying right now. I just don't understand what that has to do with what I asked.
I'm gonna answer the question.
No, he's gonna tie it back in.
So there's 4 base ciphers. Okay. So in the 4 base ciphers, Texans equals, it equals 20, 34. Like the score is 20 and 34, right? It also equals 83. Andy Reid got his 8.
Hey, that jersey number's right. Straight up.
All right, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, Andy Reid. So Texans equals 20, 34, 79, and 83, right? Andy Reid got his 83rd career win with the Chiefs in that game. By the way, football equals 83, and they say the best QB draft class ever was the class of 83. Peyton Manning's birthday's the 83rd day of the year. Tom Brady's birthday's 83. When you start decoding NFL quarterbacks, it'll blow your mind how many of their names equal 83. But the point I'm making is they use these numbers ritualistically, and you really see it in sports. For example, if a team was 33-20 all time against the Texans, probably doesn't happen because they're a newer team. But if you saw that they were 33-20 and they could become 34-20 that day against the Texans, that is money in the bank. They're going to become 34-20 because Texans is 34-20. So you see how this sports is the best way to use this knowledge because you see. And by the way, you guys, I spent a lot of money to build a Gematria app that works offline that has the 4 base ciphers, so you can just type in a word and instantly get all 4 ciphers and know the value.
Yeah.
And
Wait, so
if you just go to my website, gematriaeffect.news, in the top right corner there's something that says calculator, and when you go there, there's links for the Apple and Android. And I'll tell you what, the web developer ripped me off. It shouldn't have cost so much to build, but he's like, we'll just charge me for it. I want people to have this knowledge. I want people to benefit from this. So you can download that app, and you can practice and see things.
So could you predict something off of like our names or something too? Or is it just like?
Well, people have been offering me money for years to read their numbers and tell them their future. I say, you guys, I'm not that type of person.
Yeah,
I said, I don't want to. And people will just sometimes people send me money in advance. I send it back to them. I said, I don't want to accept money for that. That's not my expertise. But okay, just to.
Wait.
Yeah, hey, that's what. Yeah, and
No, I still have like 3 questions that haven't been answered.
Well, I appreciate you guys. I came out here to talk to young people, and you guys are talking, so I appreciate it.
Yep, straight up. Yep.
By the way, one of the best numbers with the Giants. Giants equals 25. The other day, the Rockies closed out their series against the Giants, picking up the 25th win. They paid 3-1. And their pitcher in that game became 3-8 for the season. Colorado's 38. It's the 38th state. There's some things that in this